Lesson on prime numbers. Prime numbers are a particular branch of whole numbers. They can only be divided without a remainder by themselves and 1. For example, 3 is a prime number because it can be divided evenly by 1, as can all numbers, and by itself 3 without leaving a remainder. Prime numbers, 3 cannot be divided by any other numbers without having a remainder. Prime numbers were studied by the ancient Greeks and were considered divine numbers and worthy of their many gods. A particularly talented ancient Greek mathematician by the name of Eratosthenes studied, amongst other things, prime numbers. He developed a method of extracting prime numbers from all the other whole numbers. The method used by Eratosthenes was named the Sieve of Eratosthenes. A sieve is a container with a mesh base. When you put dirt and/or stones into a sieve, the smaller stones or dirt fall through the mesh, leaving the bigger stones. And so Eratosthenes used this idea to sift out the other numbers to leave the prime numbers. So to start the sifting process, draw yourself a 10 by 10 grid on some paper. So it's 10 rows and 10 columns. Press pause while you draw your grid. Now fill the grid with the numbers 1 to 100, starting at the top left-hand corner with 1 and finishing with 100 in the bottom right-hand corner. Press pause while you do this. Now circle the first prime number, 2. Note that the first prime number is not 1. 1 is a special number in its own right. Now cross off all the multiples of 2, that is 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. They've been already crossed off. Continue that pattern until you get to 100. Press the pause button while you continue this task. This is what your grid should look like now. If not, press the pause button and fix it up before moving on. The next prime number is the next number that has not been crossed out, is 3. Circle a 3 and then cross off all the multiples of 3. That is 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, etc. until you get to 100. Press the pause button while you do this. Your grid should now look like this. If it doesn't, press pause and fix it up. Now, what is the next number you should circle? It is, of course, 5. So circle the 5 and cross out all the multiples of 5. Now, many of those have already been crossed out, for example, 10, 15, 20. So you continue, cross out all the multiple of 5s until you get to 100. Press pause to complete this. Check your result and fix up when necessary. So just check it and fix it up, press pause. The next prime number is 7. So circle the 7 and cross out all the multiples of 7. That is 7, 14, 21, etc. all the way up to 100. If you're not sure of your 7 times table, you just got to count up by 7s. Press pause to complete this. So here is your result. Press pause and check your result and fix it up if necessary. The final step is to circle all the leftover numbers, because we've gone far enough now that we have all the prime numbers. So do this now. The numbers you are circling are all the prime numbers from 1 to 100. You have sifted out all the multiples and ignored 1 to reveal the prime numbers. Congratulations. Now press pause just to check that you've got all of those. So here are the prime numbers written in set notation. The curly brackets at the beginning and end mean the set of, and the prime numbers are included inside the brackets. And that is, in our terms, that's what our numbers are. Congratulations on completing the Sieve of Eratosthenes. You should now have a good understanding of the difference between a prime number and a composite number. And that concludes this video.